Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. You can only cut back so much, can't afford the payments. Let's get started and talk about it. Today I've got to go over some figures with you that I found quite shocking, and I'm going to reference it back to when I was a young person and moved to Dallas. So I'm going to get right into it. Okay, I moved to Dallas in 1988, graduated college in 87. I paid $300 a month for a one-bedroom, 582 square foot apartment. I did not have a car or car payment. I did take a bus, but I did have a college loan, and it was $55 a month. And at that time, I made $10 an hour as a private school teacher in a daycare slash private school, okay, for like pre-K. So that kind of gives you a reference point. I looked some of these figures up. I honestly don't know how young people make it nowadays, unless you have a really good job. You're a software engineer, you're electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, some type of, computer, programming or something like that, possibly the medical field. But you're going to be needing to make a lot of money to be able to live nowadays. And you might say, oh, Money Mom, you can cut back. Oh, it's because people live above their means. Yes and no, and I'm going to explain. Okay, the average brand new car, now this is if you buy it nowadays, is $48,000. The average used car can be $28,000 to $30,000. That is a lot of money. So the average payment for a new car nowadays is $1,719. The average for a used car payment is like $545. That is a lot. Now I know people say, well, they should pay cash for a car. Yes. But you have to be able to, in order to pay cash for a car, let's say you get a used car for $20,000. That means you're going to need to be making a lot of money to be able to set that amount of money aside to be able to pay cash for a car. Setting aside $200 or $300 a month is going to take you forever. You're going to need to be able to save a substantial amount. That's why a lot of people are in debt. The average one-bedroom apartment in the United States right now is $1,769 a month. Now in Dallas, it depends where you live, but it's about $1,400 a month, which is ridiculous, okay, in my opinion. It is way overpriced. It's gone up by 35%. I mean, that's why a lot of young people aren't out and about and living on their own. And I've noticed lately that there's a lot of people of all ages that are doing Ship, Instacart. I see them while I'm out doing my demos. I've also had to take Uber a few times because of conflict in schedule. And I've met a lot of Uber drivers that it's their second job. They said, we cannot afford just to have one job. We could maybe make our payments and pay, but the problem is it's not enough for savings and other things. And so we do have a second job. A lot of people nowadays have second and third all these side hustles and side gigs because you can no longer make it on just one job. I understand it's great to be frugal. Don't get me wrong. I know we can cut back on groceries. We can cut all entertainment. We can cut out all the fun in our life, okay? We don't have to exchange gifts. We can cut everything out. But you know what? You can only cut so much out. And the thing is if you got things that are going to cost you a lot, whether it's rent or a house, if you want to buy a house, or a car, and be able to save for these types of large expenses, you're going to have to be making a lot of money because you can only cut back so much, okay? The average college loan payment nowadays is anywhere from $200 to $299 a month. I actually thought it was going to be higher, but that's what it said for that. And I was just really surprised. I also got something from the city of Dallas today about our house was appraised. Last year at this time, it was appraised for $192,000. It has gone up $30,000. It's now being appraised for $227. I was shocked. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, and if you look at the inflation calculator, our house should be worth about $125,000. So all I can tell you is I'm grateful that we bought our house when we did, and we are staying put. Our taxes are kind of high. But unless we move to some kind of rural town in maybe Kansas or Oklahoma or something like that, it would be a struggle for us to make it nowadays and be able to pay those kind of high payments. We wouldn't be able to get a car or any of that. And so, and there are people out there that are not buying cars, or they're simply, I have a friend of mine that's renting a room because she can't afford an apartment, so she rents a room. So people are finding ways around it. But I want to know your opinion on this. I mean, I understand we can cut back and we can live frugally. That's fantastic. But I'm talking young people. They're getting out of college nowadays and trying to get out on their own. They've got things a lot tougher than when I started out. I'd like to hear your feedback. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and please come back tomorrow for tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye.